Gotcha. All right, so I have two pieces. The first one is a piece that someone who I miss dearly sent me.
Oh, I miss you too, Zach.
So this is, I'm reading this in place of the lovely Tina. And so this is by the band AFI. Like I say, I only know one song called Rabbits Are Roadkill on Route either 14 or 43. It's one of them, or maybe neither. Oops, I'm bad. So and the song is just called Halloween. Bonfires burning bright, pumpkin faces in the night. I remember Halloween. Dead cats hanging from poles, little dead are out in droves. I remember Halloween. Brown-leafed vertigo, where skeletal life is known. I remember Halloween. This day anything goes. Burning bodies hanging from poles. I remember Halloween. Maybe they covered it.
Yeah, they probably did, because that's the Misfits song off the collection too.
Oh, okay.
Look it up. It's called Halloween, I think.
That is cool.
And his Danzig voice on that song is amazing. Halloween.
That is awesome.
He does this.
So, and then I'm going to read one of the pieces from. Shut up. My.
Sorry. Did I say that out loud, sir?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
So.
Yes, that was your outside voice.
That was.
Oh, okay. I thought I was just thinking.
So this is a piece from the new epic, and so this is called The Dream of Bare Bones, and to give you the summary. Mars has a very surreal dream. A skeleton army warns him that if he does not start living life as a more confident human being, they will penalize him for wasting the best decades of his life, harshly reminding him that he is 30 and enough is enough. So. Restlessly tossing caution to the sandwoman, Mars lays in catastrophic slumberous residency. Feverishly turning to his bedside neighbor, he caresses the pillow he cuddles out of lonesome tendencies. Without a glimpse of futurism, there is no tomorrow. Without a dose of ecstasy, there is no longing sorrow. Waking with a jolting sweat bead on his brow, he thirsts for tepid water he cannot drink. The hallway of no return grows in length each time he attempts to live on the brink. Drowning in his own pool of perspiration, the liquid silences him for a session of mandatory meditation. Aspects of the night seem abstract from the left eye's gleam. This must be a subliminal, pre-confessional dream. He walks in his sleep of organized lucidity, searching for nameless spasms of validity. He would rather stroll through electric clouds, but the dragon's breath allows no lust to be covered by his funeral shroud. Standing without purpose or useful intention, his distance ahead begins the great dissension. Cracking tremor, floor release, he falls like a lonesome little raindrop, praying to land gracefully on a silken hilltop. His body reorients itself, water rivulets joining together, unity of ocean child and brain waves being held by his subconscious tether. By the whispered trickery of my night angel's starbeam, this must be my Loki-influenced dream. Letting the artificial night air tickle his toes, he cherishes every step of the wonderfully perverse. Tasting the synthetic sweetness of a Luna-kissed watermelon, he savors every bite of culinary verse. Why should the death of life be a consistent thrill? A series of momentary lapses lead to a joyous kill. Wandering into the faithful black, he follows the sounds of the foreign west. Blinded by the former light, peaceful darkness claims him as her own against her hollow breast. Comforted by the claws of the ebon raven, she envelops herself in beauty as a shadow maven. They call me the most pleasant dreamer, blissful after nightfall, the dawn screamer. They take to the skies in passing flight, wanderlust to nowhere, the destination is always right. Trust no more the wings of the deceitful raven, dropping him near on undisturbed cemetery haven. Gray surroundings stand to greet his perplexed look of curiosity. Eerie silences filled the graveyard's neck, stirring a host of spiritual animosity. Angered by the ground whence they laid, awake, awake, skeletal fingers of penetration, tearing apart the curtain of earth to grass-stained ribbons, the population of the dead rise to live again in cohabitation. From beige to Arctic white, Mars sprints towards every direction with supposed access. This cannot be a ghastly sight, hounding him with intentions of degradation and duress. They say, "We are the bare bones of your closet of emotions, and we demand that your worthless desert lips confess." Resisting every urge to speak, the man of planetary red and half-wit ivory runs to the only corner of escape. A Parisian mirror rises above the ground as Mars runs in one solitary place at an uneven pace, the image turning him into some abhorrent shape. In heightened fury, the skeletons step forth to converse once again. "You have buried us all as unnatural enemies when we have only attempted to make peace with you as friends." Unsteady beats of the heart in synchronicity with a spherical mind of chaos, he darts to and fro with the ferocity of none, strength relinquished to the undercurrent of mental losses and physical gains. He begs the army of death to let him resume his place on the run. "I would rather be a rebel Pisces swimming upstream. Wake me from this self-induced post-war dream." Anatomical models in motion inch towards him, leaving him no room to dash away. His only choice is a taciturn minute of stillness, lest he becomes the next skeletal general of the fray. He longs for the great whisper to tread water for the next vessel of pewter. He wishes to be cast aside as a bleeding rose thorn, piercing the finger it holds for its next suitor. "Show me the lilies of the field, distressing scenes of scarlet begonias. Show me the anti-American beauty rose, sweetest aromas from sugar magnolias. Get thee out of this mausoleum of suffocation. Get thee into a royal casket of condemnation." With gargling voices of worm-caked soil they ask of him, "Do you love yourself, O maggot king? You are a golden boy, a dapper man. Do you love yourself as much as the verses you sing? You are a sensible creature, a fraction student of Nietzsche, an invincible giver who no one can withstand." He shakes his head in disapproval, blocking out all words of affirmation with death growls. He pounds his fists into the womb of the afterlife, negating kindness with his signature scowl. It is with a geyser of rage they respond, waving their invisible tongues like verbal magic wands. "For decades you have wallowed in your castle of pity, you suburbanite of isolation, locked in your tower in your own imaginary city. Some have lost limbs to battle, surrendered happiness to disease. Some have misplaced their minds, married the noose to the maple tree. Why should you earn the authority to deem yourself abhorrent? Shame on your muddied outlook, the shining sun you prevent. Pay heed to our first and final warning, lest we watch your loved figures gather in mourning. Return to the time of lucidity and be a grateful chap. Smile to the other side and scoff at the past. If you cannot live this physical life with an abundance of confidence, our ounce of leniency shall be your last. Love every fiber of your being to the core, or endure the penalty that lies in store." Cackling like cinematic gremlins, the skeletons disassemble and vanish before the eyes of a broken lad. How can they achieve such foresight without prior knowledge of what's to come, disturbing their brother of skin, the dreaming comrade? A man of words is left speechless, a river of ink that refuses to flow. A man of miracles is left a skeptic, a fountain of wishes that refuses to come true. Looking for someone to spread the news, he frantically runs to give away his prophetic glow, hoping to sell his insecurities for a town painted brown. His futility misses another 8 o'clock rendezvous. He is the question that consumes the answer, yet defecates under other questions in return. He is the idea that becomes a book of sacred laws, only to be incinerated by the ironic burns. He is the professor that passes knowledge to one pupil, but will she ever absorb his self-loathing in order to learn? Trampled by another threatening scheme, remove me from this deathly regime. I can resort to nothing but a terror-influenced scream. Get me out of this ethical prisoner's dream.
You were really on some drugs.
Dun, dun, dun. So that is all. The next reading is going to be on the 4th of next month. And until then, all of you have a happy Samhain, and You want to add anything?
No.
Next month is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Next month is your birthday, yes. So, in advance, happy birthday to Kayla.
Happy birthday.
When is your birthday? It is the day after Thanksgiving. Friday.
Your birthday's on a Black Friday? Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, if anything, that's kind of good. You could probably use the radio silence.
Everyone else is out of the house.
That's well. Well, happy birthday. Let the sale begin. Yeah. Awesome.